This is chapter 10 of the Gabe story. This is titled Reflection from a Brother. Reflections from a Brother, and that is from Marcus Haywood. Marcus Haywood knew Gabe when they both grew up in the rec league together, and he's written a few pages, and I'll read it to you. I met Gabe when I was 9 years old at a rec league we played in at Laverne, Tennessee. As we both grew up under the same coach for many years to come, we formed a special bond that no one would be able to see on the court, but could capture it off the court when we were together. A memory that was always stick to me, with me, was the time that we went to Kentucky for the Wildcats father and son camp. Our coach, Todd O'Neill, accompanied me as my father, and Gabe went with his dad, Coach Brewer. Right from the start of the camp, I already knew that it was going to be a long one for me, seeing as if this was my first one with them. I was being treated like a rookie on an NBA basketball season. They made me do all sorts of stuff as their way of welcoming me on the team. The camp was a good one for me, but basketball-wise and friendship-wise, because there is when I really got to know everyone, especially Gabe. I saw that off the court he might have been one of the best guys to be around, but every morning on the court he would come back as the Gabe you didn't want to mess with, even if you weren't on his team. The season I played with Gabe on the rec league was the most successful year that the rec team had ever had. We came in second place, only losing 2 games. But then I was only a kid starting to really learn the sport for what it is. Gabe was further ahead than me in every aspect of the game. So as I watched what he did and tried to learn so that I could compete with Gabe, my 7th grade year was the final year I played with Gabe. We both went to Lancaster, which has just started their sports program there. Our middle school year was great with a winning season, but falling short in the tournament. I was a little better from the rec league years, but so was Gabe. Coach would put us against each other whenever we would have any one-on-one competition, and 9 times out of 10, Gabe would win. I asked Coach one day, "You know Gabe's better than me, so why do you always put him against me?" His reply was, "Playing Gabe will get you better. Do you want to get better? By playing Gabe, you will do so." There were 2 games that I remember from that year that stand out. One was when we played against Franklin Classical. Gabe had 22 or 23 points, and I chipped in about 14 that game. We lost that game. Afterwards, I came up to him and said I was sorry I couldn't help him out. He looked at me and said, "Don't worry about it, little Marcus. We both could have done something different to win that game. We'll beat them next time." The last game of the season on the high school schedule, we played White House. I had a career high 18. Gabe had about 14 or 16. We sat on the bus and talked about the game. The final thing he told me when we got off the bus was, "Well, little Marcus, I guess I owe you a little apology now. I should have kept you out." I turned to him and said, "Don't apologize. I should have had games like that during our middle school season." We both laughed about it and went on with our lives. As being a teenager in this day and age, it can be very difficult to have a strong walk with Christ. As for me, my walk has been nothing but ups and downs, twists and turns, and probably just like any other teenager would say. But when you look at Gabe's walk, it's nothing more than a straight arrow from the bow of the Lord. Gabe makes it seem easy to have a good, strong walk with the Lord just by the way he lived his life every day. I don't know a lot behind closed doors of his life, but through my eyes, if you wanted to see how God can work in a person's life to exemplify his greatness, then just look at Gabe's life and legacy he left behind as an example to show how someone should walk with the Lord. Gabe meant more to me than even some of my very own flesh and blood did. Gabe was the big brother that I could look up to. He was someone to help with my life and my walk so that maybe one day I could know what it means to truly follow God. He pushed me to limits I thought were impossible for me to reach on the court. He was there to listen when it seemed like everyone else wanted to push me away. The friend that never let me down, but always brought me up. No DNA, skin color, nor birth parents can take away the fact that we were brothers. I will never forget what he did for me. I will never forget what he did for me, the path he set for me, and the gift that he gave me. We live by saying no regrets. I have no regrets in my life now because I know my brother didn't have any in his life. Gabe's memory means a lot more than I thought it did now. The memories of the games, practices, basketball camps never leave me when I step on the court. The memories of places we went, the fun times we had, the stories to tell never leave me when I hang out with friends. His walk with God that he showed every day never leaves me when I go to church, youth group, or even when I open up my Bible and just read. I tell people all the time that Gabe isn't gone, he just isn't here. Every day I wake up until the next time I fall asleep, I feel him walking beside me, one step at a time, leading the way, just as he did the first time I met him, till the last time I saw him. His life changed me more for the better in ways that I could have only imagined. My walk with the Lord has become stronger. My determination on the court has become better. My all-around character has made a complete 360 because of him. Not many people meet others that can change your life. I never thought a kid around my age would, but they always say God works in mysterious ways. I thank the Lord for having me meet him, and I thank Gabe for changing me the way he did. If I could talk to Gabe today, I would tell him that everyone misses him and loves him, that no one's forgotten about him, and I was going to take care of business this year just as we planned. Then I asked to play just one more time the way we did the last time I talked to him. I would tell him that God gave you a chance to come back, to tell God, Father, I'm already home because this world is not worth giving up the life he lives now with God. My final words to him would be that I love him and that I'll be seeing him soon. Then he would probably say to me, little Marcus, just remember, I'm with you. And I want you to live with no regrets. And together, me and you are going to walk this path one step at a time.